pretty good place too. So we've got some great representation up in DC. I also want to talk about a project that's near and dear to me as respects energy independence, and that's the RARE Act. I know you're hearing a lot of information, but look up the RARE Act when you get home or on your way home. What that is a bill that I need help. I need other members of Congress on board helping me to get that passed. Even Democrats are for this in some respects. And what we're trying to do is bring home the production of the rare earth minerals that China currently has a monopoly on.
This is important.
You know, Joe Biden says he wants us to get green energy. He wants us to have a more healthy energy industry. I don't know what that means, but I do know that we can't do anything with respect to beating China and being independent unless we bring home those rare earth minerals. Another thing I want to mention to you is how China is beating us in places like Africa. They're going to places in Africa, they're buying off corrupt governments, they're developing these rare earth minerals. Their goal is to make us dependent on green energy because the Chinese have a monopoly on green energy. And what we've got to do is bring that home. We also need to pay special attention to what the Chinese are doing with respect to some of these green groups in the US. They're sending millions of dollars donating to these nonprofits like the Safari Club and others, and they hide their donations. Some of these are offshore nonprofits over in Bermuda, and I believe that they're spending this money to influence elections. Chinese money, dirty Chinese money, is coming into the U.S. in the name of green energy and making America
That's a great point.
A better place to live. It's ridiculous, but I think that we are losing elections in part because of the Chinese money.
And of course, we see what's happening with the Squad, with this very small group of people pushing us now into an arena where it's about energy and the Green New Deal, supposedly, which will bring us right back to the Carter years. I worked in a car wash during those gas lines. I was like 12 years old. I was working. And it was a horrible experience. And thank God we got out of that. We can't return to it. Representative Herrel, you're involved in all of this. New Mexico, clearly key to the nation and to the world. Tell us your thoughts on these issues.
Well, thank you. And I really think what's very ironic about this is that the topic here is energy security. And it's a sad day that we're having to fight against our own administration to secure our energy independence, because they're more than willing to give our independence away to China and Russia and other adversaries. So yeah, you can clap, because we deserve to be energy independent, just like we were under the Trump administration. And even more so, to think that they are locking us away from our public lands. So in New Mexico, 50% of our oil production comes from public lands, 60% of our natural gas. And now we are so running down the path of stupidity that we are going to cut off our producers from being able to drill on public lands. We've got to protect our America from our government. And we need to be able to be sure that we can, thank you. And we've got to have the ability to understand that if we go in our homes, our offices, when we flip on the switch, it's going to turn on the lights. Or we can go to the gas pumps and afford the fuel there. But right now, what they're trying to do is shove the inability for us to even have all green in the next number of years. We're not there yet. If they're serious about it, then let's get rid of this grid and let's replace it with American-made parts, not the Chinese components that are keeping people unsafe. We've got to stand up to our government so that we can protect our energy, our natural resources.
Yeah, great